First Cut live. At least I think we're live. I am Andres Ace Cabrera here with my starting lineup, my all-star crew, my Chicago Bulls, straight out of Chicago. Literally, I got Sabrina, my
Hi
star
guys.
forward.
I'm so happy to be here today. Like I seeing your guys' faces just makes my day.
I'm so happy to be with you guys here. Obviously, our star player shooting all the threes from the corner, Mr.
Love you
RB3.
guys. Hope you're all doing
Oh,
well.
there we go already.
Oh,
Have you
hey.
RB3
watched
speaking.
anything interesting as of late?
Oh wow. Okay, so that just kind of kicked it off early. Well, I guess before we get started, I should announce that now if you donate $10 or more, your voice will now be able to be heard on the First Cut live stream or any First Cut live stream that we do. So yeah,
Hey.
it's like a Schmobot, but we're really gonna save that segment towards for the end
Yeah.
of the show. So I'm gonna turn it off for now. But thank you for Raul for just putting the system to work and proving that it works. And we're going to come back to that too. And we're going to respond to that. But
If you
Thank you
guys,
so much.
yeah, if you guys don't know if it works, if you want to try it out,
yeah,
it's up to you.
keep
I mean, you
testing.
can
Keep testing.
keep testing it, see if this machine works, put in the $10 bill and see what happens. But either way, guys, I'm so excited to do this again. This is the meaning of live, not First Cut live. I should
Yeah.
correct myself. And we're doing, this is RB3's idea, by the way, the meaning of live. What does live mean? What is live? And obviously, we're going to talk about all of that. But first, I'm going to do what we always do, which is a quick little short quarantine catch up. And then we're going to get into some big announcements that we have coming up because that's what the title of the video is. So we have to do that. But first, quarantine catch up, as I said before, coming straight out of Mr. Goat's house, Michael Jordan's house, smoking a cigar.
Right.
Sabrina.
It's over there. Yeah. So as you guys might know, if you follow me on social media, because I overshare just constantly, I did go back to my mom's house for a little bit. I just wanted to be with family. LA was kind of getting crazy for a little bit. So it's been really nice to see them. It's been a while and it's kind of like, so I'm staying here for a little bit. So my background will keep changing as I move from like my mom and my dad's house over and over. So it's going to be different all the time, guys. I'm going to keep varying it up for you guys. So yeah, basically that I've just been, watching a lot of movies, looking forward to doing this stuff with you guys. I know we have a lot of exciting news coming up, exciting reviews coming up. So we'll get into that in a little bit.
There we go. RB3, man. We just came out of that amazing Last Dance review with Mark Ellis and JTE, where apparently I said a hot take. People were mad about it.
I think they're talking about my hot take with the Magic and Michael Jordan thing.
Oh, no, I heard about my hot take about the Warriors.
You guys both had hot takes. See, that's what happens when I'm not there. You guys both have hot takes.
Yeah, when
That's
it comes
what
to
happens.
basketball, old people like to talk, I guess. And I'm talking to certain old people who might be listening or not listening. Shout out to my basketball knowledge, which I think is significant. But either way, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to do my best to survive the quarantine, trying to do my best to, make sure that we get more good stuff going on First Cut. I kind of was messing with this a little bit today and, didn't come out as good as I thought it would, honestly, the intro, but we're going to make it work the next time we do a meaning of live stream. So
Yeah, and I already see a couple of people in the chat talking about the Tenet trailer.
they put out a new trailer?
Yeah, I mean,
Did it
Chris
drop?
Nolan, meaning of live, which one's better? I mean, you got to pick and choose. I guess we're picking meaning of over Chris Nolan, but I guess a couple of people are talking about it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's out yet, but I think it was supposed to premiere around the same time that we're going up on Fortnite.
Yeah,
Shout out
that's
to Fortnite.
interesting. That is literally
Yeah,
the
nothing
craziest
like-
thing.
Nothing like get the children riled up for Tenet. All the 10-year-olds who are excited for Christopher Nolan's next movie.
Yeah. Nah,
Because
well,
come on, that's the audience of Fortnite, bro. It's like 10-year-olds at this point.
I'm not-
Hey,
when I-
stop with the hot takes. Stop with the hot takes.
I was gonna say,
okay?
when
It's not a hot take. That's facts.
when I was 10 years old, I loved Christopher Nolan, so you can't, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be hating.
Well, not everybody's you, RB3. Okay, you
That's true.
cinephile.
I was gonna say 10-year-olds are watching movies on TikTok now.
Oh man, that's a depressing future, I think.
It is a depressing future. And see, look, now I'm the old man. Come on, man. You're making me do this. But either way, guys, I think we should just, I don't know how many people are in the chat right now, but if you're not in the chat, you're going to miss out on a major announcement. Our first big announcement is coming up. I'm going to say it right now. Get ready, guys. Next week, I believe it's next week. Whoop. Next week, we have the person who got mad at me about my Warriors hot take, the outlaw, John Roca, is coming on the show talking about Kurosawa. Yep. It is very exciting because that's one of the biggest guests we've had on before. Obviously, we've had Mark, we've had Danny. Now we have Roca, and we've had Alex Marzoña on the show as well. And later on in the show, he's coming back on the show. Yep. Live in concert, we have the Alex Marzoña, not Marzoña, Marzoña.
Yep.
Live in concert right here. First Cut live concert. Premiering his new song, which is
Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom. There you go. I knew that.
Yeah, and we're gonna hear it live. So excited. And then one more quick meaning of announcement before we jump into it. So the week after Roca, the following week on June 5th, we'll be having Josh Trank come. Josh Trank is coming on the meaning of Josh Trank.
Yeah, meaning of Josh Trank featuring himself.
Josh Trank.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably like the most exciting thing we've ever done like so far. I'm super excited about it. Sabrina, you really hooked it up. So salute to you on that.
Yeah, no, it's really cool because, this is going to be the first time that we have the actual director on their own episode. So I feel like we're going to be getting so many different perspectives that we normally wouldn't. And I'm just really, really pumped to kind of have that conversation.
And at the end of the day, we are a director's podcast. That's how RB3 and I got started. That's what I pitched to RB3 when we did our, meaning of and our podcast and what can we do a podcast about. We said, let's do it on directors. Let's do it on their filmography, what they're trying to say, political messages, social messages, whatever it may be. We want to talk about directors and the creation of films because we feel like it's one of the best jobs in Hollywood. It's one of the most popular ones now because that's the big thing now. It's like back in the day, people would go see movies because of actors, but now it's because of directors. So we have the opportunity to interview him and ask him about his movies, ask him about his perspective on decisions he made behind the scenes and the entire process from pre-production to post-production to the creation of the script to everything. We get the opportunity to do that in person over Zoom or over whatever we're going to use. So I'm excited to do it. And obviously thanks to Sabrina for hooking that up.
Yeah, no. And, it's super exciting for me, I think, because, like in talking about directors, we talk a lot about authorship, authorship, and I think Josh Trank has a lot of perspective on that just based on his previous experiences. So I love to just kind of crack that egg open. We could just have like a really good conversation, I think. So I'm super excited about it.
RB3, do you see any chats already to see if they have any questions or comments that we want to jump into before we get into the episode?
Let me see. I see some super chats that came in. Let me go on. I'm gonna check on Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/firstcutstudios. That's where you could go and leave us a tip if you want to leave us a tip. And like I said before, all donations that are over $10 will get read like through a robot machine. But it's not a schmobot, because it's gonna come at the end. It's gonna be like, we're gonna talk through it and filter through it. So it's gonna be really fun. But yeah, I see a super chat here from Larry Lees. He says, shout out to you guys. Thanks for the streams. RB3, small favor. I know what Larry's asking for, man. Larry, I'll get to the impressions at the end of the show. I think we'll probably have a good time.
We'll have a specialized segment for it, just for you.
Most definitely.
He also asked. He said, "Awesome match yesterday. Thoughts on the Snyder Cut?" RB3 and I always have hot takes about that. Yeah. We're not like the rest of the people in our industry. Much love to everyone in the rest of our industry, but most people are pretty anti Snyder Cut. Unfortunately, RB3 and I are not. As we said literally 5 seconds ago, we are the directors podcast. We like directors having authorship of their movies. So we're very pro Snyder Cut on the meaning of, at least RB3 and I are. I don't know about you, Sabrina. But I think I broke it down one time on Screen Junkies, the levels of pettiness that Warner Brothers did to Zack Snyder. And if you really break it down, like when RB3 and I did our episode about it, it's pretty bad. The way they kind of manipulated the Zack Snyder style while making a completely different movie and rewriting and restructuring everything he already did, even after he faced a tragedy. It's pretty bad what Warner Brothers did. So I'm glad that they're at least acknowledging that they made the incorrect decision of releasing Justice League the way they did in order to get a bonus. Because let's face it, that's why they did that. So that's my RB3 nice take. I don't know if you have anything else to add there, RB3.
No, I 100% agree. I mean, what the funny thing about Zack Snyder, I think for me, is just like I love his films. I love some of his movies. I really don't like other ones. But with Batman v Superman, every couple years or so, I build up this thing in my head like, oh, it's just like this misunderstood masterpiece. Like nobody got it. It was edgy. It was dark. You know, they're doing something different. And I always commend them for like trying out different stuff and being different, being original. You know, I always applaud any movie that does that. So I've always built that up in my head. But then it's funny enough, every time I actually like take out the time and sit down and watch it, I remember the exact reasons why I didn't like it. I remember the exact reasons. And it, you know, and I like the extended cut a lot more than the original cut. But I mean, at its core, it's still, it was still middling. It still has like a lot of problems. So I'm sure this Justice League will, you know, with the Snyder cut, it's still going to be riddled with problems. It'll still feel incomplete to some extent. But you know, on the flip side, I've been looking forward to it. We've been talking about it for a long time. I tweeted last night, you know, I betted $1 million like last year that they would release the Snyder cut as an HBO Max exclusive, and my bet.
That's just good business. Yeah, that's just good business, bro.
That's what they do, and you know, and people get really mad at the Snyder cut, but they don't really get mad at the Superman 2 Donner cut, which is, you know, which Richard Donner got fired off of Superman 2, and then he had to come in and then Warner Brothers let him come in and re-edit his version of what he was gonna do, and using like stuff from like audition tapes and like stuff like that, rehearsal tapes. So like if anything, Warner Brothers has shown they have a pattern of like repurposing their old movies and repackaging them with new cuts, new director's cuts. Even Blade Runner, we talked about Blade Runner on our Blade Runner episode with Dorina. That has like 7 different cuts, and that's also that's Warner Brothers too, if I'm not mistaken. So, or it might be TriStar, I'm not sure, but again, that's just one of those examples. They love, you know, studios love recycling, and it's good business to keep the movie alive and keep it talking, especially with something as popular as Justice League. So
before we move on, I definitely want to hear your take, Sabrina.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna check it out once it comes out, but like I don't really think it's like super necessary, really. Especially because I know they're putting like 20 to 30 million into this, and I'm like, damn, you could make so many like low budget, like a few low budget cool movies instead. I just don't know what we're really gonna, okay, this might be a hot take. I just don't really know what we're gonna gain out of it too much. I know they did him dirty, and it is a really sad story, especially with everything that happened in his personal life. But we've seen the movie already, and I know his is gonna be different, but I don't know. I think maybe before it would have been cool, like maybe like a year or two ago, but like not now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everything is kind of the idea of what is this for kind of thing. And obviously, it's for the people who kind of made an outcry about it, which it was.
Yeah.
I don't think RB3 and I ever made an outcry about it. At first, I did because I was kind of very upset about the way they went about it. But I didn't tweet about it constantly or berate anyone about it.
I think everybody got a tweet or two in about it. I think everybody got a tweet or two in about it.
Not me.
Yeah, I mean, I did just because I felt like it was kind of. Just because I'm in that movie superhero kind of world, and I do feel like it is a world, and people always judge it between Marvel versus DC, and there's this weird rivalry. And the idea of what Justice League became, I've talked about it notoriously, is just a piss poor imitation of a Marvel movie, and it was awful, and it was the worst DC movie I've seen. And it happened to be because it was an imitation and because they went away from what Zack Snyder wanted to do. And it's ironic how Batman versus Superman got so trashed, yet it's still a superior film over Justice League.
Yeah, but it's funny too because
We definitely got to move on too. By the way,
we
go ahead.
do got to move on. I just wanted to add one more point. I think that another reason why Warner Bros. Is more comfortable with it is because I think at that point in 2018, I think Justice League was released. They were uncomfortable, or 2017, they were just uncomfortable with the idea of having dark superheroes at that point. But now that literally Joker became their biggest hit ever, and now they're going to do the Batman that's going to be apparently darker than the Zack Snyder version. I think they're more than comfortable releasing a dark superhero movie at this point. So they're ready to let the Snyder cut out the gate.
Yeah, I mean it's a difficult situation, obviously, and there's always different sides to it. But I'm just, personally, I'm happy they're doing it. It's not necessary, but I'm happy they're doing it. Brandon Hanna, who's apparently now a supervillain, says, congrats on your first live episode of The Meaning Of and your exciting news. Thank you. Larry Lee says, shout out to you guys. Thanks for the streams. And then that's the one you read already. Small favor. Yeah, man, let's get into it real quick just before we read everything else. Obviously, I'm going to read the rest of your comments, guys. So make sure you keep them coming and keep the super chats going as well. But let's do The Meaning Of live. And then we're going to go to a quick break and then come back with some guests and announcements. But
yeah, we even have more announcements coming up. So
yeah, we do.
Stay tuned, guys.
We have more announcements.
Sure.
Live entertainment has dramatically changed, obviously, during this quarantine, during COVID. The first thing to go that kind of hit the switch and hit the dominoes that kind of relayed everything, obviously, was the NBA. When the NBA shut down, it felt like, oh, wow, this is really happening. It's really significant. And live sports has been the staple of American history for the past 50 years, at least watching live sports on your television. So now what's happened to live entertainment is it's kind of moved online. I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, but I feel like the online community, whether it be Twitch, whether it be YouTube, has kind of taken it upon themselves to find entertainment in their own niche kind of way. And I think that's what people are starting to fall into. I think even older people or people who might not have been into YouTube, like my parents, for example, are starting to go into YouTube and find the kind of live entertainment that they want to seek out, whether it be videos on anything that interests them. But either way, that's the kind of avenue that people are finding. I don't know what you guys' takes are on that. I know this is something you wanted to talk about, RB3. So what are your takes on what's going on now and what is the future of live entertainment?
Well, I just think the live entertainment game has just changed the way people consume media in general. I think Instagram Live has really been something that a lot of people have been using during this quarantine. I've been seeing a lot of those versus battles that they've been doing that Swizz Beatz and Timberland been doing with the producers and the songwriters and the artists doing playing their own music in a versus kind of format on Instagram Live. Obviously, Twitch is becoming a major platform for streaming, and now YouTube's kind of turning in that direction too. Especially with the algorithm. I feel like the algorithm for YouTube is just so pushing towards live streams now because it's the most lucrative type of industry to be in. Especially it's the way they can make the most money, and it's the way the creator usually makes the most money too. Besides a Patreon or something like that. So it's it's a different game. It's a whole different game. I even think about the Q, which our buddy Mark Ellis works for. He does is literally a live game show where people could play in this game show at home. I think about people like my moms who watches who can't go to church because the churches are shut down. So they do live streaming on YouTube now. Literally, they do live streaming.
I was gonna say, that's kind of what my mom is watching. Every day, there's a new pastor giving a message. Yeah. I'm not joking, and that's what my mom has been on. Literally, probably right now.
Yeah, no, literally. And they take the super chats as tie payments and stuff like that. So it's a different game. I mean, it's just something you could have never imagined. But I guess that's where we're headed for now that live sports and live entertainment is out of the question. We still get that community experience through having virtual live stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool because I don't even know if you guys noticed this too much as well. We know Tory Lanez, everything he's doing with giving money to people that are dancing on Instagram Live, stuff like that.
Right.
But also I've seen a lot of artists do basically a full set of their own songs on Instagram Live too. Pitchfork had Phoebe Bridgers, another like outlet had Julian Baker. So it's cool to kind of have that. And it's engaging. It's kind of cool because this reaches a very, very large audience. Anybody who has the access to this can go on it. Whereas like a concert is very personal. So it's different, but it's kind of what we have to deal with right now with something in terms of that. And it is interesting that you guys mentioned about the churches because, my aunt is a pastor in North Carolina, and she's been posting them on Facebook. So yeah, I've been seeing them. And it's interesting. And it's cool because somebody on Facebook who wouldn't be able to see her in person maybe can stumble upon her video from another state. So it's kind of cool, the like outreach that's come out of all of this. It's cool of like the result. Obviously the way we got here is really crappy, and we don't know when the world is going to go like back to normal, and if this is going to even like continue afterwards, and what point people are going to be comfortable enough to go to concerts again. I know LA said that they're not doing concerts literally until 2021 the earliest, and who even knows then. And then when they finally do start them, how comfortable are people going to be to actually go to them? And so it's really crazy, but it's interesting that we can, with technology nowadays, find this way to create this connection that we wouldn't have like 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, I love that you bring up concerts because that's the first thing. We're all music people. We're all music heads, obviously different types of music, but we love music. And that's kind of the first thing that I went to as well. Did you guys see the Travis Scott Fortnite thing?
I did see that. Yeah.
What did you think of that, man?
Again,
I actually might have a hot take on that.
Oh, you have a hot take. I mean, I don't really know if I don't particularly have a take. I mean, it's just, again, it's another example of them using technology in a really innovative way.
Because you're an avatar inside this digital world, so you can control your character as you're dancing around to the music. And I can't lie, I kind of danced around in my living room as I watched it, and I was like, oh shit, I love the song. And it's kind of that idea is like, oh wow, is this going to be the future of concerts for the next year, maybe even further down the line? I don't know what you think of that, RB3 or Sabrina.
I think finding bits of ways to entertain people. I mean, like you said, I think there's literally, I think that actually broke a record for the most people inside of one Fortnite like streamer or something like that. So it did really good business there. And I think, these gaming companies are the one industry that are really kind of thriving during this time period, during quarantine. So I'm sure they'll have money to shell out to pay these big artists to participate. So I'm sure there's going to be VR concerts. I'm sure Coachella eventually is going to have some sort of, I mean, shoot, we already see technology kind of intercepting the music with like the holograms and stuff like that. So, it's exciting to me. I get more excited than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the biggest person, and obviously you guys have both been on it. I'm still waiting to be on it, by the way. But the biggest one that I can think of is Dorina's DJ live stream, where she has people dance around. I think that's a lot of fun, and I every time I watch it, even if it's just a couple minutes of it, just to kind of at least bob my head. I don't know if I'm dancing around necessarily, but that's such a fun idea, and it's that idea of like, wait a minute, my living room can be the dance floor kind of thing. Which for the moment is going to have to do. I don't know what you guys think of that, Sabrina.
Yeah, again, I love what Dorina's doing. I think I was watching it when she first started out, and I think I went on like the third or fourth episode. I think RB3 was on the first one.
Yeah, you're like on the first one, right?
Yeah.
I think like the second one.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it might have been the first one, honestly. And yeah, it's really cool because it kind of bring us like entertainment and joy throughout this time. I really love the idea of what she started. And, like I was on it with Ben, and it was just a lot of fun to take the time out to just sit there and dance for 30 minutes. Cause like I dance a lot in my room. I didn't even realize how much I do it, but it's funny to be like conscious of it and be like, oh, I'm dancing and this is like releasing all these like endorphins and everything. And it was really fun. So then even when I'm watching other people's, like, I don't know if you saw Kate Mulligan on Dorina's live stream.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I commented on that video.
Yeah.
I commented on that, and I told Dorina, I don't know if you saw my comment.
Mama.
She's a dancer.
Yeah.
Like
she
she's
is.
like a dancer, like pro level dancer. Like I was like, oh wait, like everyone else who's been on the show can dance. Like, you guys can dance, but Kate's a dancer.
No, Kate was like, step up to the streets out there. Like she rolled up. She was like, I'm gonna make everybody look awful. Everybody that's on the show afterwards, none of y'all can dance. It's Kate. It's insane. It was so fun, and it's something that you would never know if we didn't have this, you know?
Right, exactly.
So I really love that. And then again, with like the audience side of it, I know it's cool that we get all of these concerts and seeing artists play music that we're not going to be able to see live. But I really, really genuinely miss the concert going experience, the movie going experience. And so like the push, like the change right now, I hope it's not like, you know, it's so
permanent?
hard to say. Yeah. Well, it's obviously not going to be permanent. There will be a time when concerts
Too long.
Yeah, I think I just don't want it to be too long. I know out of safety, that's the most important thing.
Right.
But I just miss going to concerts. That was something that I did all the time. Even I have a bunch of bars that are by like around my neighborhood, and they would always have live bands and be like low key bands that are actually amazing. And so I miss that experience of just like, oh, it's a Wednesday night. Let's go see some live music randomly. We've never heard this band before. Let's go.
Yeah, that used to be me back in college. I used to be really into going crazy at concerts, and my friends were too cool for that, which always pissed me off. By the way, it's like, if you're paying money to go to a concert, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's the whole point. Dash of Destiny, shout out to Destiny, she's in the chat.
Hey.
She says, I love how TikTok has just become so huge and entertaining during this time. TikTok gets the reputation for being for the young folk and odd dances, but there are so many cool and creatives on there. Yeah, there's a lot of fun videos and funny videos on TikTok. I can't believe I'm quoting TikToks now. Look how far we've come. Look, who would have thought, right?
Yeah. Look at us.
The first time I saw TikTok, I was like, oh my God, I feel wrong just watching this. Just because of the age demographic on there. And then eventually I got into Star Wars TikTok, which I've told you guys about. But it's incredible. It is so funny, the kind of jokes that people come up with. And now, if on my TikTok, on my For You page, there's the Avatar, The Last Airbender TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've been seeing those.
Have you seen the one where Sassy Zuko is fighting against Sassy Katara?
I haven't seen that one, no.
Okay. It's so
You're deep in it. That's a deep cut into the Avatar TikTok. Nobody's that deep in it. It's just you.
Did you guys see the thumb fight? The thumb guy fight?
I did see that one. I saw that one. Yeah.
My brother is the one who showed me that, and he was like, "Bro, you gotta see this, man." And at first I was like, "Oh no, what is going on with our brains?" That is usually my first thought, but then eventually I watched it a few times over, and I'm like quoting it now. When he's like, "You're better than I remember," and he's like, "Predict this, man," and he starts going crazy, like I'm quoting thumb fights. What's happening?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I am not that deep into TikTok. I think TikTok is cool, but I've been really trying for myself to stay. I've mentioned this before when we talked about TikTok, but to stay off of it, because I know that the second I download it, I'll probably never get off, because I know myself. So that's the only reason why I'm steering clear. So the only TikToks I see are the ones that are kind of on like Twitter, that pop up, but there are amazing ones. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a couple people here talking about this. PC says Ice Cube doing a live stream party for his album Turning 30 on IG was so dope. I saw Eliza in the chat saying, I love you guys. Eliza, we love you as well. Alec, I don't know if I got his last name. Sorry, Alec, but Alec was talking about the UFC fights. I don't know if you guys watched.
Alec Miller, yeah.
Alec Miller.
He sent in a Streamlab. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick.
Gotcha. But either way, he was talking about the UFC. Obviously, you guys aren't into UFC, but that's like I lost my mind over that weekend. I was telling you, RB3, about it because it's like therapeutic for me watching these guys beat each other up. But I've been a martial artist fan. Obviously, we've talked about Bruce Lee, but I've been a martial artist fan forever, and I've been watching UFC since I was like 13. Those fights were like it was so cool watching that fight, man. I swear I was jumping around my living room. I was falling on my knees. Like I was screaming. It was incredible. Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje was one of the best fights I've ever seen. It was so fun. So fun.
Really quick before we get to the Streamlab, That was me during your Schmodown match yesterday. Speaking of live entertainment.
Talking live entertainment.
Speaking of live entertainment, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Give a round of applause. Everybody in the chat, stand up and give Andres a round of applause for that TKO victory he knocked out yesterday. That was sick, man. Congratulations. TKO. Yeah.
TKO.
That's big, man.
That's big. Our boy.
Yeah, it's so funny how afterwards I was so disappointed in myself.
You're so annoying.
I really was. I was like, and then afterwards they were like, "Oh, you should have got him all right," and I was like, "I should have got him all right." But either way,
dude, you did a TKO.
Yeah,
a TKO, not even just one TKO.
You know what's wild? I was thinking about it. I can't believe I'm saying this on the stream, but whatever. I think that's one of the only TKOs. I think the only other person to get a TKO in Star Wars was Alex Damon.
Look at you. That's right.
I don't think anyone else is going to get a TKO because I was like, oh, damn. In Star Wars, getting a TKO is kind of a big deal. But doing it for my faction, man. Doing it for Winston. Doing it for my boy RB3. Drip. Shout out to Paul Oyama. All my homies on the swag squad. Doing it for you guys, man. I'm going all the way. I'm taking it down. I'm taking that Star Wars belt.
We got to next time you win, which you will win, by the way. You will win.
I will.
We're gonna even.
I don't care if it's Sean Sullivan or Laura Kelly. I don't care who it is. I'm already looking past it.
I was gonna say you gonna look past Ken like that, former champion.
I'll play.
He's not even worried. He's not even worried about Ken. He's like, whatever.
Nah, that's what it's about, though, man. But I think you got this, bro. And we're gonna have Winston call in one of these live streams too, so he could talk. Yeah. Man, my ring light has been going in and out. I don't know what's going on here.
Do you have the Alec Miller one, or?
I do have the Alec Miller one. Yeah, from Sinister Alec Miller, I'm sorry. He said, "What are your thoughts on the potential crowdless sporting events? The UFC was very entertaining with no crowds, but wrestling has been weird without them. Which sport do you think could benefit? Nice win, Ace. Drip, drip. Sorry, Sabrina."
Yeah, obviously he mentioned the UFC, and I saw the first UFC crowdless event with my roommate. Obviously, that's how my roommate and I actually bonded over each other because we're the only MMA fans that were in LA, and now we're roommates. But we saw that first event, and both of us were kind of shocked at how well it worked. We're like, wow, who knew that crowdless fights were going to work so well? Because you're just so focused on the fighters, two fighters going at it. You don't care about the crowd. If I'm being honest, I don't care. I don't mind. I just need basketball now, and I need it in my life now. Like, put it in my veins, please. So I don't care if there's nobody in the crowds. I know a lot of people do care. I know the players care. I know LeBron has said that he cares. But honestly, give me crowdless events. I don't care. I want to see the best compete. I don't care if there's a crowd there or not. I don't know if you agree with that, RB3.
I do, but I mean, and we got into a little bit of a argument about it before the live stream on Sunday. I think if it's gonna, or maybe not this Sunday, but the previous Sunday, JTE. But I think if it's gonna be LeBron in the playoffs playing an exposition game with nobody in the crowd, he's gonna murder. He's gonna tear through. It's not even gonna be a fair competition because the crowd makes a difference, right? Like, I think especially for a team sport, like, the crowd is there to like hype the players on the floor up. And LeBron is just like such a self-starter. Like, he's literally a monster, a machine. If you're going to play him against a bunch of guys who are like barely motivated, then it's going to be one of the most embarrassing tournaments or playoffs or whatever they plan on doing. It's going to be embarrassing to see them do that. So I don't know.
Because you're right. Because hype does help. And the crowd roaring in the back does help. I was just rewatching because I have NBA TV. Shout out to NBA TV. They were showing Zion's debut. I don't know if you remember that. Watching that live was so cool because you got to see Zion go off, and the crowd in New Orleans was just amping him up, and they were even screaming like, "We want Zion." And that's when he was on limited minutes. But that helped. It really did help. And New Orleans almost won that game because of the crowd. So it does help. And I get the argument, but right now I feel like now is not the time to get into that. Right now, safety's first. So let's get safety out of the way and make sure that is first. And let's have these players compete, get their money back, and get some income going and get the sporting events going. Even the Fauci said it. He said, if you do the bubble thing and you have these players tested, it can work. Let's make this work out, man. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Yeah, no, most definitely. Before we go to break, let's read all the super chats that we have here. Mr. J. Oliveira says, "It sucks. We only have online events now. Nothing will and should replace a live in-person event, but we have no choice. Stay safe, guys. Much love. Yeah, obviously, this is all we can do right now. And even stuff like Comic-Con is becoming I'm so interested to see how that's going to go. And obviously, if Comic-Con is watching right now, I'll host all your panels. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm a nerd and I watch all their stuff. I already read the PC comment. Any Streamlabs?
We also have one from Brandon Hanna that we missed really quick.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, he said the meaning of podcast is the future of live entertainment. So I guess he's not a villain. He's a fan.
Oh yeah,
that's what that was nice. Man. Yeah, what's up with that?
Thank you, Brandon. And I actually defended you on Monday. I don't know if you saw on SCN. I was one of his few defenders. Everybody was jumping on him, but I'm always gonna be on your side, Brandon Hanna. Always gonna be on your side, brother.
Jeremy Miller says Korean baseball has been entertaining. Have you guys seen Korean baseball? Because that's all they're playing on ESPN right now, and I'm actually watching it. I'm watching that along with WWE and NXT and SmackDown and Raw, and Rhea Ripley making her return from WrestleMania. Shout out to Rhea Ripley. But have you guys seen Korean baseball?
I have not. No.
I haven't even seen American baseball.
Every time my dad walks by and he's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Dad, it's Korean baseball. It's all the rage. It's on at 3 a.m. It really is on at 3 a.m.
Hey, man.
And that's when I'm up as I'm watching my Star Wars movies and Korean baseball at the same time. Any Streamlabs before we go to break, man?
We have Streamlabs, but they're all over the $10 tier. So let's have a little fun with those at the end of the show.
Awesome.
Gotcha, man. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna go to break for a quick 60 seconds. I believe that's what RB3 said.
Yeah.
After the break, we have some special guests, something like that, which is gonna be amazing, guys. Make sure you guys tune in because we do have special guests and more announcements. So make sure you guys stick around. Mr. Dorian Parks, what is up, man?
Hey, what up, guys? Thank you for finally having me on the show. I mean, I've been fighting for like years trying to get on here, and I finally got on the chance. Like after like months of trying to fight, y'all finally let me on the show. So thank you.
Kick him off. Kick him off.
No. This is what we get, man. We've seen you outside the studio at Collider, and we tried to have you on, and you're like, "Nah, man, you guys go ahead. I'm too busy. I got stuff to do."
All lies, my guy. But thank you for having me on. I wanted to come on because we got a special announcement you guys wanted to make. So should I do it, or do you guys want to do it?
You are the captain, man. You got it.
So for some of you guys who aren't familiar with me, you might have just known me from Collider. I actually have my own publication called Geeks of Color, and over on there, like Ace, RB3, and Sabrina have been helping me out for the past few months, and they haven't hesitated. If I need them to like go to a red carpet event or something like that, they have always jumped to do it. So they've been there for me since day one. And what we've been talking about for the past few months is just kind of like coming up with a way to do more collaborative stuff, because they all have contributed to Geeks of Color in one way or another. And I thought like the past couple months, I was like, why don't I just have them come on the team officially? So like as of the past month or so, they've been officially members on the GOC team, helping like contributing articles. You might have seen one of RB3's reviews, might have seen Ace's top 10 Star Wars characters, or one of Sabrina's underrated gem articles. So what we're going to do is officially join forces together, collaborate, and we're kind of bringing the meaning of and first cut in under the Geeks of Color umbrella. So basically what that means is when so you already have the video aspect, you already got them on audio, but if some of you guys like to read, I know I like to read, some of you guys like to read, have written text, what they'll be doing is be able to write up their videos. Like for example, they have Josh Trank coming on in a couple weeks. What they'll be able to do is transcribe that interview, put the whole thing on the Geeks Color site, so that way you guys can have it. And I thought that'd be kind of cool because although like RB3, Sabrina, and Ace have been contributing to Geeks of Color for a minute now, they don't ask for anything in return. And since Geeks of Color is such a huge platform, I thought it would be good for me like to help utilize the platform to help bring their platform up as well, because they are some of the most talented critiquers, movie reviewers, people in this industry I know. And for them to just even want to work with me, I've been extremely humbled by. But then for them to like have my back, contribute, just support me, I just thought it would be an excellent idea, collaboration, because we already have like the similar type of fan base, already have a similar type of passion and interest. So it only makes sense for us to just join forces and actually become one big family.
Absolutely, man.
That's the main announcement. But I wanted to, I just wanted to drop by because it's a big deal for me because you guys, all three of you guys are special in your own way. You guys bring something special to the table, and I just want to use Geeks of Color's platform to help extend that. And I think you guys can bring a lot of things to Geeks of Color, and I think Geeks of Color can bring a lot of things to you guys.
Absolutely, man.
So
yeah, thank you so much. And obviously, we can do new shows. We can do more articles. We can do articles that are based on the podcast.
Yeah.
Kind of recommending what is inside this episode and making a brief summary about it, talking about the podcast. We can do interviews that could be featured both on the website and on the channel, which is amazing. We can have more people from Geeks of Color come on First Cut, which would be amazing because I love the Geeks of Color team. I think they're all incredible writers and incredible people, frankly. So this is just a great opportunity in total, and in even new shows that we can talk about, Dorian, as well.
Yeah, we got. So besides I'm bringing back the GOC podcast. That's our main flagship show. But another podcast that the Geeks of Color team is launching is a Geeks of Shield podcast because me and Ace, we love Age of Shield. So we're going to do a Age of Shield all focused podcast where basically the first few episodes are just going to be a recap of the previous seasons because they've had 6 seasons now. So we're going to try to get you guys caught up to speed. And then season 7 is dropping May 27th next week. So we'll be doing weekly recaps of each episode after the premieres because I love the show, Ace loves the show, and it's getting its final season and it deserves all the love. So that's one of the podcasts. And then my boy RB3 with the GOC podcast, he will be one of the main hosts, and you guys will see Ace and Sabrina on there as well. So we got a lot of cross collaboration and a lot of just exciting things coming because what we want to do also is, like, for example, Sabrina has done the 15 underrated gems on Amazon, and they've also done a video about it as well. So you'll see a lot of type of content like that, as well as like Ace said, just shorter type of shows or shorter type of content around our social platforms as well as on First Cut. So we'll be able to just do a lot more things as well as just kind of amplify what we've already been doing and making it stronger and better than ever.
That's really exciting. We've kind of hinted a little bit with not with the collaboration because it wasn't an official thing yet, but when I did my Invisible Man review, I mentioned the Geeks of Color article that I wrote and the Geeks of Color review. So it's really exciting to have that kind of official collaboration. When we'll be doing a review or an interview like that, we'll have a subsequent article. So I'm really looking forward to all of this.
And the thing I'm most excited about is because like I said, you guys are some of the most talented reviewers. Like I just listen to the podcast, I'll sit there and like how y'all break down and analyze stuff. I'm like, God damn, like I got to go back to school or something. Like these guys are just hitting so many points that I didn't even think of. So like when it comes to movie reviews, for example, like Sabrina has done, like you said, the Invisible Man review, and if she does a review or if one of them do a review for the site, that allows them to come over and we can send over from Geeks of Color, be like, all right guys, if you want like a meaty analyst conversation, a 50-minute in-depth conversation, then you go over to First Cut. So there's a lot of potential things for cross collaboration, which is dope because we, like I said again, we're not trying to force anything. Nothing's changing on Meaning Of or First Cut. Nothing's changing on Geeks of Color. Basically, it's just becoming an organic relationship that it already was. We're just basically making it official and putting that brand on and making sure everybody knows.
That's right, man. Facebook official, even though we're not on Facebook anymore. At least I'm not.
Yeah, no, I think it's I'm really excited about this opportunity. I think obviously we have First Cut, and we start the Meaning Of podcast with the idea to celebrate cinema and to just have an overall kind of positive look at cinema and the way that cinema impacts people's lives. And I think that, especially with Geeks of Color and the platform that you guys represent in terms of shedding a new voice to people of color and to just geeks in general, I think it's like it's like the two, like we're kind of made for each other almost, so it's like
it's destiny. It's like it all, like all the pieces fell naturally together. Like it didn't seem forced or anything, like I said, because you, like, the people won't know, but I just want to reiterate again, you guys have been, whether it's just a simple, like a simple tweet, or whether it's like you going to do an interview or something like that, you guys have not hesitated. If your schedule was like you didn't have the availability, you let me know, but you always were there and ready to go. And that's something that means a lot to me. So that the fact that we're able to actually make this official and make moves, I'm just so excited for the future. So mostly, like, as of right now, there's really nothing official on the docket that, or any content as of yet, like besides Sabrina's underrated gems, and you can go check out all of their reviews. But besides that, like, we're looking to really aim and launch the type of content we want to produce in June, and like hopefully the first week of June. And like I said, the Geeks of Shield podcast, that's launching pretty soon, probably as of next week, because the show premieres next week. But besides that, we have a lot of content down the pipeline, as well as we've been talking about like creating some type of short little social shows on the Geeks of Color IGTV or the Twitter, because we do have a big platform on that. So it's just about like coming up and brainstorming new ways that we can really go hard and utilize our platforms together.
Absolutely. When RB3 and I created this show, our intention obviously was to talk about cinema and to talk about film. But we've always made it a point, especially with Sabrina here as well, to highlight creators of color and to highlight especially women of color, because I feel like that's something in the industry that people don't talk about enough, and to really showcase that these people have and should have an opportunity to highlight their voice and to amplify their voice inside of Hollywood. So that's always been my mission personally, being inside Los Angeles and moving out to LA, was always to do that and to highlight this kind of moment. So I think this is a perfect collaboration, and this is something we've been doing already. So I think it's going to work awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're about to kill the game, and I'm really excited for it. I really don't have that much else to say, but I just want to say thank you guys again. And the thing about it is, like, I think you guys, like I said, I can't reiterate enough. You guys bring so many different things to Geeks of Color that I'm so excited about as well. Like, we have Sabrina helping with social media, RB3's official video coordinator, Ace is helping me with the podcast stuff, because also we were talking about it down the line. Maybe it won't happen like this really soon, but down the line for sure, we want to really do introduce a Star Wars type podcast with Ace as a host, because when it comes to the Star Wars fandom, we know there's toxic people, but when it comes to positivity and actually shining a light on what people love about the franchise, Ace is the main to go to guy. So I wouldn't want anybody else helming something like that, but that's definitely down the road once more Star Wars news gets back going and shit like that. Sorry, can I cuss? I did. It's
good. It's good. We encourage it.
Dorian, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. This is an amazing opportunity. This is an amazing time. If anything, the quarantine has delivered us. It's delivered us this chance to do this. So thank you so much, man. And I will see you on Geeks of Shield, man.
Yeah, bro. And thank you guys for having me. Finally, after like months and years of me trying to fight for the show, I got on. I'll be back. I'll definitely be back on for like a actual hour-long join you guys for a real episode. But I'm glad I just got to stop by for once. And y'all are like one of the first live like actual interviews I've done since this quarantine. So you got to be lucky.
Oh,
like,
so much love.
I'm blessing you guys with my appearance.
Oh my god.
All right, I'll let you guys get out of here. Thank you guys.
Bye,
Appreciate you.
Alrighty.
Have a good one, brother.
Already in the super chat, we have Mark Ellis. Saying, hey, that's Ace from the Cinema Question Show, Joe Schmo Fights. That's right.
There he goes.
That's
And
me.
here we are with our homie, with our buddy.
The bong shirt. Hey.
Were you ready to be added, my man? I'm sorry, I just kind of threw you in here.
Oh no, you're good. I was like, oh my god, I'm here already.
Oh, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Congratulations on your guys' announcements. That's super awesome that you have freaking, first of all, Roku coming on, and then Josh Trank.
Yeah.
And you guys are joining Geeks of Color.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. And I mentioned you, by the way, on our big guest that we've gotten. So
Hell yeah.
You're up there, bro. You're up there.
Yeah, thank you again for having me today.
How are you feeling about your music, man? I know you're passionate about it. This is something you've been working on during quarantine. How are you feeling about it right now, man?
Oh, it's great. It's going great. I've been actually more productive than I used to be, just because I have so much time.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. That's all good. Let me make sure my orientation's the right way.
There we go. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh.
Thank you.
Sweat. All right. But yes, I just released Cherry Blossom last week, and I'm super proud of it. And I was hoping I could play a little bit of it for you guys today.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, this is what we're
Let's
talking
do it,
about.
man.
Live entertainment, live
This is the
concerts.
future.
Yeah, this is the meaning of podcast right here. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Absolutely, man. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Can you guys hear this? Let's make sure you can hear this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crisp. That's
And can you
crisp.
hear
Beautiful.
my vocals as well? Hello.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's
Oh,
try this out.
yes.
Let's hope this doesn't cut out. I think I tried a little too hard. Did I go a little too far? Did I settle for a I love your heart? Well, the sun was always sad and all is bad and distance was ever so hard. Did the orchid lose all of its petals? Patiently rain since I'm testing my metal. I push the pace, but even still to this day, all I can see is your face, and it's just picturesque as a cherry blossoms, pretty as a walk in the park. Is everything from shining through the window? Do you get light from the stars? Did we meet in the wrong season? Well, before the flowers were to bloom. Oh, as I flew, I couldn't figure out if I could ever change your mind or accept the truth. Feel the way that you do. No, I couldn't if I wanted to. Hey, hey. Cause your dust out of reach like a cloud in the sky. I whisper the mist that passed me by. And time will I get a second try. If not, at least I'll have those nights. My body shakes when you glance at me. There's nowhere that I'd rather be. This is feeling ephemeral. I wish you didn't have to go. Hey, picturesque as the cherry blossoms, pretty as a walk in the park. Is there a pink from shining through your window? Do you get light from the stars? Did we meet in the wrong season? Well, before the flowers were to bloom. Oh, and so I'm gone, faded out like the colors of a blossom. Come out of my belly, but nothing is happening. Girl, I'm just being honest. Someone like you don't come around often. Thought I found someone to be lost with. Be the talk of the town, be the gossip. Don't really care who you choose to bloom, but I pray that I can cherish another beautiful view with you. Picturesque as the cherry blossoms, pretty as a walk in the park. Is there a pink glow streaming through your window? Do you still shine where you are? I think we met in the wrong season, well before the flowers were to bloom. Hey, there it is.
Oh my gosh. That is a bop. Cherry Blossom and Crisis both, literally since you dropped them, like always on repeat, guys. Please go check him out on Spotify. Go check out his videos. They are incredible, and he is just mega talented. I can't even believe he decided to grace us with his presence today.
Good. Great stuff, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
man.
that's
That's
awesome,
a really
man.
good chorus,
That was
bro. That's
fire.
a great chorus.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, if you have a chance, check it out. It's on Spotify, YouTube. I have my lyric video up there. The full produced version is one of the proudest works I've ever completed.
RB3, do you have a link for that as well?
Yeah, I put I think I have Alex's Instagram and Spotify, if I'm not mistaken, in the
I'll put in the chat.
description down below. Yeah, I have your Spotify down there. But make sure people please follow him. You know, add all of his songs to your playlist. This dude's literally one of the most talented musicians ever. And you just been killing it, man. So thank you for performing, man. That was great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
real quick, man. What's the inspiration behind the song? Obviously, it's a love song, and it's very specific. It's about how you feel. And I love that it's called Cherry Blossoms, by the way, because that's kind of the best description of a visual.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. Tell me about that.
So I wanted to write a song to a theme for the first time in a while. And I was supposed to go to Tokyo back in March before
That's right.
this all happened. Unfortunately, that trip had to be canceled, and I wanted to like write this. Like I had the concept for it before before I had to cancel it. So I wanted to write the song while I was there, like enjoying the blossoms in the parks and stuff. And I wanted to write about like the ephemerality of nature, essentially, and love also. Like, is what I'm feeling really, really true, or is it just temporary? And so I tried to make the music dynamics and the lyrics really reflect that.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, what's more romantic than like hanging out with your girl in Tokyo? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I feel the same way, bro. That sounds amazing. I would love that.
Yeah.
So that's a great visual.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. How long did it take you to write that? Obviously, the chorus is kind of the biggest thing in the song.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, the music itself, it came pretty quickly. I've been just experimenting with a lot of like slash chords in the chorus, and lyric wise, it kind of just maybe like a week or two, just because I just wanted to fully, get all those feelings out,
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing,
very-
man.
yeah.
RB3 and Sabrina, do you guys have anything else to add?
You want to go first?
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to say, Alex, I mean, you've obviously are such a talented musician, like, through making like your own songs, but like you also have done like, obviously scores and compositions for like the guys with the Wenger show and Amateur Hour Films and everything like that. Do you see doing more of that anytime soon, or and do you think you think that's why your music's maybe a little more cinematic, on the more cinematic side than probably most singer-songwriters? What do you think?
Yeah, I never actually thought about the connection between the score work that I've done with Amateur Hour Films and what I'm writing now. That's a really good point. It probably is a little bit of that influence coming into what I'm writing now. And actually, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say anything about it, but Christian Rubalcaba has contacted me about doing a little music for their next short film. So that'll hopefully be coming soon. I've seen a first cut of it, and it looks pretty cool. And I'm happy to be on that project.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're able to come on here and perform this live. It's just so cool to kind of see you have that energy, even just in quarantine. Because I mean, earlier in the show, I was talking about live entertainment, and I had a focus on like live concerts, everybody doing Instagram Live. Is that something you'd kind of maybe want to like incorporate during this time, kind of like what you did here?
Yeah, definitely. But the only thing is that I have to get a good setup, probably. Connect everything into a console and everything, and also figure out a set list. That might be a good idea to do.
Dude, I would love to see an Instagram live concert of you, man. A buddy of mine is an actual musician as well out here in Arizona, and he did one recently, and it was amazing. It was so fun. So if you do that, man, count me in. I would love that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'll let you guys know if that ever happens.
Yo,
make it happen.
Before you go, Alex, Dorian Parks, who's still watching the stream, by the way, shout out to Dorian. Hey. He said, tell Alex to do an impression of me. So you having to get Dorian impressions, or?
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Dorian. that's the best I could do. That's the best I ever did.
Before you go, man, let me give you some comments. Obviously, this is from people. Danielle Ramirez says hard eyes. Albert Stillwell giving the fire emoji. Jeremy Miller says Alex is winning hearts with that voice. Raul says voice of an angel. PLD donating says get this man a record deal or at least a crossover with Jake Yacovetta.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Paul Denizio.
Please.
Henry says go Alex. Clap emoji from PC. Definitely checking it out tonight, says BCD. Marzoña is a boss, says the prince that wasn't promised. This is all, man, all love.
Oh, you guys rock. Everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it. And obviously, guys, if you haven't checked it out already, make sure you guys follow Alex, follow his music, and especially this new hit single, Cherry Blossom, down below. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Hope to join you soon for when this is all over and we can hang out and
Oh, in person.
chat and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
In person, my God.
He'll give us a live concert. I think we all fell in love today. If I could speak for everybody, I think we all fell in love with him today.
For sure, most definitely.
There you go, man.
All right.
All righty, man.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good rest of your day, brother. Appreciate
you too.
it.
Bye, Alex.
See
All
ya.
right. Bye,
Thank you,
Alex.
brother.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay, boom. There he goes. All right.
Oh, so good.
What a show, guys.
This has been a crazy show. We've had so much going on. People, thank you for all the comments. We're finally gonna get to more because we have so many super chats and Streamlabs that we got to get into.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude, this has been great. I think this is content wise, it's probably been our best live stream we've done so far.
Seriously.
Technical gaps aside, you know. Like,
Yeah, it's fine. We're doing our best, guys. This was entertaining for me, so I hope it was entertaining for all of you as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly what's one of the best aspects of live entertainment is not just the fun moments, the great moments, but also the little awkward moments in between that remind you that we're human and that we make mistakes and that you can relate to us being big nerds and big goofs. I will speak for myself in saying that I'm the biggest goof of all. So there you go, guys. This is what happens when we're live. We have slip-ups. That's what happens.
Mass slip-ups. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. This is you got some Streamlabs, right?
Yeah, I do have Streamlabs. And I'm gonna start reading these. And guys, like I said, if you donate $10 or more, your Streamlab will get read automatically through like this robot, kind of reading text to speech voice. So make sure you do that. Streamlabs.com/FirstCutStudios. It's in the description. I know Sabrina's putting it in the chat. I want to go to a $3 one that we have from Paul Denuzio, POD. He says, so excited for all this news. Much love, you three. Legends all. Thank you, Paul Denuzio.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you,
greatly
Paul.
appreciate
I was
it.
just
Thank
on
you.
call to action talking to Paul, so he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Chill to Action coming up soon.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to be able to hang and chat with all those good people there. So now let me see if this thing works. This one, let's see how that goes. Do we have a voice?
Check.
No.
Is this thing on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon Hanna's thing, I think that went through. Did you guys, y'all might not be able to hear it.
No.
But yeah, Brandon Hanna said, check, make sure this thing's going on. Thank you, Brandon, for the $20 donation. It did indeed go through. So greatly appreciate it. Let me see here. Let me try another one. Before I do that, Ace, do you have any like super chats that you want to get to real quick?
Yeah, Amazing Web just gave us a super chat saying, I wish I could send more, but I just wanted to say I love your content. I can't wait for it I wait for it every week. I'm so happy you're growing. If you're ever in Boston or if I ever venture in LA, I would love to meet up. Great, man. I would love to meet up with you as well, man. Thank you for that shout out. We appreciate it. Anyone who tunes in every week is already a big, I'll call him a friend in our book.
Yeah, 100%.
No, literally.
100%.
Because the idea of you watching every week is like shocking to me.
Yeah.
It's so
lot.
cool. Even another thing from like live entertainment, I know we did mention obviously YouTube and stuff, but like we didn't start the live streams until a little bit into quarantine. It wasn't an idea that we really had like talked about too much until quarantine, until this all happened. And it is really cool to kind of have episodes like this where we can talk to you guys in real time. We can answer questions in real time. And it's like, we're hanging out with you guys. I love it. And I'm excited that we're able to bring this type of aspect into our platform.
Yeah. And obviously people apparently heard it RB3.
Okay, cool.
Oh, they hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't hear it, but they heard it.
All right, so I'll send in another one then. This one's from Sabrina Buckingham.
Username is Little Joke with Sabrina. Lol, I am intrigued for Snyder's Justice League because I want to see his final vision.
Okay.
I didn't hear it all the way through.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
Okay, let me. We still got to work on this, guys. This is just.
All good?
Yeah.
I heard a little bit, but not enough.
Heard a little bit. Okay. So basically, username Sabrina Buckingham. Obviously, Brandon Buckingham was Sabrina's. He said username is a little joke with Sabrina. LOL. I'm intrigued by Snyder's Justice League because I want to see his final vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I echo that. I mean, this is something that obviously we've been talking about forever, but to get to see an opportunity for someone like Zack Snyder to complete his vision of what it would have been, I'm curious. I can't lie. I'm curious for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Like I think I sounded a little bit more negative in the beginning than I had like hoped. I am excited that it's happening. I definitely am going to watch it, and I am excited, but you know, I just yeah.
RB3, any other take on that?
No. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited about it. I hope that it doesn't. I just hope that it doesn't suck. I mean, honestly, I just hope that all movies these days don't really suck. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's tough for me because I really didn't like Justice League, and the main reason was because of the whole anti-Zack Snyder thing they were doing, and it was very noticeable in the movie. Like the super Joss Whedon-y stuff they were doing in it was just so in your face and so in your grill that it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So as long as it's not that, I'm probably going to be more happy with it than I was with the original movie. So there you go. And then obviously when you find out that they made it under 2 hours because they wanted to put it in more theaters, they released it early and didn't finish the CGI because they wanted to have the bonuses for the executives. Like it's a lot of shady stuff that Warner Brothers did. So I'm just kind of glad that they're acknowledging it at least a little bit.
yeah, no, most definitely.
For sure.
You have another one?
Yeah, we have another $10 one from Raul. This one came in through the beginning, so give it a second. And then Raul just put in a super chat too, so
Yeah, I'll read his super chat. I don't know if you have a Streamlab. Do you have it?
I do. It's taking a while to reload, so you should read the.
Yeah. He says it's easy to watch every week when the content and creators are the best. Quarantine gets lonely, but these streams make it less lonely. Thoughts on Agnes Varda Criterion box set? I haven't checked it out.
I haven't either. I haven't looked into it. Is that like new
Yeah,
news? Like she's getting one?
I think she has a new Criterion box. But yeah, I loved I love, oh man, I can't remember the name of the movie. But we studied one of her films in film school. I can't remember. Oh my god, it's gonna kill me when I remember. But yeah, I love just again another French New Wave filmmaker getting more publicized. I'm probably gonna sign up for that Criterion collection soon. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know.
It's amazing. I definitely highly recommend it for anybody who, you know, like really wants to get into the conversation like in depth in films that you normally kind of wouldn't. Like if you're on YouTube, it's kind of hard sometimes to navigate because a lot of it is taken up. You know, we want like people to watch, so it's a lot of new releases. That's some of the videos that we put out, but I love to see some of this older stuff that's not really being talked about currently.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I mean, what they're doing over there, they're killing it. Absolutely. RP3, do you have it up?
Yeah, let me try it one more time.
If not, it's cool.
Let's go.
Let's try Danny. She sent in one. Danny Ramirez. So let me see if I could go ahead and send that one through. Oh, okay.
Congratulations on the new ventures, y'all. Can't wait to check everything out.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Did you guys hear that time?
No.
No. Oh, shoot. Okay.
You can just tell us, man.
Yeah, I'll just tell you. Yeah. She said, "Congratulations on new ventures. Can't wait to check everything out." So.
Thank you so much, Danny.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We appreciate that. Obviously, this is all new stuff coming in, and we're so excited to be bringing it to you guys. And anyone who's been tuning in from the very beginning, we appreciate it. Anyone who's tuning in now, who's recently become a listener or a viewer, we also appreciate you guys as well. So thank you so much. Yeah, man. Obviously, this has been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of super chats. I know, Sabrina, you wanted to bring in your family. They wanted to say hi, right?
Let me text them really quick so they'll be coming.
I would love them to come in. They have to get their moment in the spotlight.
Yeah, my mom and my younger sister, my sister who just turned 20. Unfortunately, my 1-year-old sister just went to sleep. I know RB3 and Andres and I think Dorian, they all met them beforehand before we went on the live stream. So they're definitely gonna pop in.
So we have some more super chats that we didn't get to.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah. So we have one here from Mark Ellis, who donated $20
Yeah, I read that
via
one.
Super chat. Oh, you read that one? Okay, my bad. Oh, jeez, I must have checked out. Sinister Alec Miller came in with another $5 one. He said, "Glad to know you're an MMA fan, Ace. I was a fan when I was younger, but fell off. Started an MMA related podcast with a friend and have been watching religiously for the last year and a half. Have you seen the recent fights that have been being announced? Favorite fight?" And he also asked favorite fighter.
Oh, I haven't seen the recent fights, if I'm being honest. I mean, obviously, I saw the Alistair Overeem fight, which was insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, man, honestly, I texted you, RB3, about it because I've been wanting to start an MMA podcast forever. My roommate and I are fans. We just don't know. I just don't know where to put it, if I'm being honest, because I'm so obsessed with MMA that I'm just like, I have to scream it at someone. Just because I've been following the sport for so long that I know it, like, really, really well. Like, I know it probably better than any other sport. So yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. And one of my favorite fighters, I mean, after that fight, Gaethje became one of my favorite fighters.
My
but,
little sister.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Are you?
I don't know why I'm waving.
Are you a 49ers fan?
Let me. She can't hear. Let's see.
I love Ace's first question is, "Are you a 49ers fan?"
Well, she has a 49ers shirt on.
No. I know.
How's quarantine been with Sabrina?
Well, we haven't really. She's staying here. I'm not.
Yeah, she lives with my dad, so I'm going with her like tonight. We've been there like a little bit, but we haven't actually had too many sleepovers. I always want to hang out with her, and she just gets annoyed with me really fast.
Because she wants to sleep in my bed when there's
not in her bed. Okay, let's not put this on the internet. No, girl, you gotta. Mom, no. Oh my God.
Hey.
My mom is doing her hair.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my family.
This is epic.
I love it.
She's mad. This is unlive.
Hey, it was great.
This is amazing. They're just having so much fun.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. So not in her bed, but normally when I used to stay with her and my dad, they were kind of like redoing. Are you headed out?
Well, because you're still talking about it, so I'm gonna sit here.
Okay. So yeah. So normally that's the case. Like I would just stay on an air mattress in her room, and we kind of just hang out till we fall asleep. And of course, like we're far away, so I miss her. But
I painted the room for her, like a separate room. I built a bed for her, so she has her own setup, and she won't sleep in there. She refuses.
Now I have a whole separate room. This is the first time.
She has her own room, and she like the other night she like demanded to stay in my room. And I was like,
wow. Wait a minute. Do you work for her? Like, is this some sort of like transaction thing?
Wait, what?
Huh?
You're just building stuff for her? You're just.
Well, it's her.
You work
house.
for Sabrina?
It's her house. It's like a guest room, so it's not.
Yeah, when she comes over, I have to cook for her. I have to do everything for her.
Hey, all right, listen. All right, bye guys.
All right, the lights, the cameras are getting to you, Sabrina.
All right, bye. Thank you. Wow. This is a family show. Look at that.
My mom is gonna kill me. She thought it was just you guys chilling.
Oh really? Oh my bad.
No, when she started walking in, and I was like, "Girl, you do not want to be on right now."
I love how you call her girl. That's amazing. That's her Polish accent, right? Does she have that or no?
Oh yeah, both of my parents came from. My dad was born in Mexico, and my mom was born in Poland. So I believe my mom came here when she was like 9 years old. So she has this like heavy Polish / like Chicago accent, which is really interesting. And I always thought it was like the most normal thing. And then I found out later on, like people are like, "Oh, that's like a cool accent." I'm just so used to it because it's hers. But yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Obviously, that's so cool. I love that idea of having different languages. In your household.
She just texted me, "I'm so embarrassed. This is not how I wanted to be on camera." I'm gonna lose my mind. Someone make that into a GIF, please.
Well, you said she did a TikTok before, though, right?
She did. Okay, guys, my mom normally doesn't look like that, even though I think she looks beautiful. She's embarrassed about it. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Let me turn down my.
Okay. Let's do it.
I'm gonna see if it'll show up. We'll see. I just found it yesterday, but yeah. So she made a TikTok. Everybody at her work. She's a hairstylist, so she actually fixed my hair today, guys. My self haircut that I did.
Look at that.
She fixed it. So here's her TikTok.
Hey.
Oh, with the transitions too.
She did that transition.
I like
yeah.
that. I like that.
So,
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. So she's so mad that that's how she came on live and not like that. Oh my god.
We're gonna do the
make that
meaning
into a
of
gift.
Sabrina's mom's TikToks.
I was gonna say we gotta add her.
We break it down.
Yeah.
Talk about the choice in her lighting.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
We gotta add her. We gotta add her. We just gotta we gotta add the TikTok and the little link to the profile in the description or whatever, just to make sure we get your mom TikTok famous.
Blow my mom up on TikTok, guys.
Yes, please. Yes.
Do you have any other Streamlabs before we call it a night?
Yeah. So we have this one's a super chat, I guess, from the Amazing Web. Did you already read Amazing Web?
Yeah.
I think I did. Yeah.
My bad. And then Raul had one. Did you already read that one?
I did.
Okay. Then I guess that's it. But yeah, we don't have any more. Let me do a double check. Sabrina Buckingham, Sinister Alec Miller. If you guys want to submit any more to streamlabs.com/firstcutstudios, it's the top link in the description down below, and Sabrina's been putting in the chat. And yeah, Brandon Hannah. So yeah, I think that's all the Streamlabs. Yeah, and if we read the most recent Raul one, then yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
go ahead, Sabrina.
Oh yeah, well basically for anybody who didn't catch this up in the beginning, we announced our collaboration with Geeks of Color. We had Alex Marzoña perform Cherry Blossom on the show today, which was a lot of fun. So definitely catch the replay if you didn't see the stuff earlier. Of course, we announced we're having John Roca as a guest for next week on The Meaning Of, and then also Josh Trank on The Meaning Of Josh Trank in 2 weeks. So we're very excited for all of that for anybody who hasn't seen so far.
Yeah, obviously this is all exciting news. We have been, RB3 and I have started this podcast, and now with the addition of Sabrina, it's been elevated to new levels. So obviously thank you to Sabrina with the social media aspect. Thank you RB3 for putting up with me and for doing all the Streamlabs stuff and setting all the technology stuff up. I'm just the guy in the back who's like, hey, did it work? Does it work? But you're the one who figures it all out. So thank you for that. And thank you to you guys, anyone who's watching, anyone who's listening, whether it's in replay or whether it's live. Just whether it's weekly, thank you guys for listening to us weekly, or whether it's one video that you guys checked out. We are happy to be a part of your quarantine life during this moment. And we hope you keep tuning in. So thank you so much.
Yeah, just be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FirstCutTMO. Give us some love on there. Give this video a like if you haven't already. Definitely comment afterwards, even after the replay. Leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. It helps us out. And yeah, I'm so grateful for everybody who's still in the chat and who's tuned in during the live stream and who's tuning in on the replay. Like, this is just exciting that we have this platform again. We've been talking about live entertainment.
Love you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you're all doing well. Have you all watched anything interesting as of late?
Okay, so this was the Raul one that took forever to come through before, and now it finally came through. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, all good. I didn't hear it.
Just want to say love you guy. So happy to watch you guys grow. RB3, you're the man.
PC also left one too. Yeah, so damn, we got 2 super chats there's 2.
Yeah, we didn't hear it, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just read those off. We keep getting more. So PC donated $10, and she said, just want to say love you guys. So happy to watch you guys grow. RB3, you're the man. Thank you so much, PC. Greatly appreciated. And Raul's from like way at the beginning of the show. He said, I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Have y'all watched anything interesting as of late? So that was his question.
Oh.
Speaking of Josh Trank, Capone.
Okay.
Which which we'll definitely be talking about on the Meaning of Josh Trank episode, and also be doing a review for coming up within the next time. But yeah, Capone, I don't want to say anything about it so far, but I definitely the other movies that we're reviewing, which I don't really want to spoil right now, but Capone was a really interesting one. I feel, for those of you who have watched our videos, the way I feel about Capone is a similar way, I'm not going to say anything, but how I feel about Under the Silver Lake, just dialed down a little bit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dialed down a little bit. The same kind of intrigue, like interest, like for some reason, I can't put my finger on why I'm enjoying this so much, but I can't take my eyes away from the screen. that's what I felt. Not the obsessive level that I was with Under the Silver Lake last year, but that type of feeling that I can't fully explain. We'll definitely get into that more, but Capone was very interesting. So we're so excited to talk to Josh Trank coming up soon, because I know we're gonna have a lot of things to talk about. And again, Fleabag. I rewatched Fleabag.
Oh yeah, no, you can't miss out on Fleabag for sure.
RB3.
Same Capone, Seberg, which we're gonna. Is that how you pronounce it? With Kristen Stewart?
Seberg.
Yeah, we're gonna
Seberg.
talk about that soon on the channel as well. And then, what else? There's been some other ones too. Let me think.
The Lodge.
The Lodge. Yeah, I watched The Lodge. I've watched Snowpiercer, the TV show. Yeah, I'm on like episode 6 of it right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got Dorian hooked me up with one early screener, so there's probably gonna be a review that's gonna come out for it. I also saw Scoob. Wrote a review for Scoob. You can check that out on Geeks of Color website. Yeah. So yeah, just a couple here and there.
There you go. Honestly, I haven't. I've just been watching Star Wars. And that's kind of it. I saw John Oliver's segment on live sports, and we pretty much talked about that too. I don't know if you guys saw that. But I really do feel like maybe just because I'm just some massive sports guy. Oh, The Last Dance, but I don't know if that counts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just feel like I've been such a sports guy forever that I feel like there is a conversation to be had. It's started to become weird as far as content wise, how people are reacting to what should be content and what should not be content. And I feel like people are missing the point as far as what can be done. Because most people who aren't into sports are just kind of scoffing at the idea of like, this isn't important. We shouldn't bring this back. Safety's first. COVID-19 is going to kill us all. And it's like, yes, we get it. But if there's a safe way to do it, it is therapeutic. And if I'm being honest, I've spoken very candidly and I've talked to you guys. And I know I say it kind of jokingly, but honestly, basketball is therapy for me. Like, it's very therapeutic. And for a lot of Americans, it's very therapeutic, especially during this time in quarantine. It can help. It can make you feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more at ease. So if there's a safe way to do it, I think there is an important conversation to be had there. And I don't think people should just kind of close their ears and scream la, 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 and unsafe at the idea of sports coming back. So I'm glad that John Oliver, someone who's probably not into sports at all, talked about it and talked about the way it can come back. So there you go. That's my interesting tidbit for the moment. Either way, guys, that is our episode of The Meaning of Life. We had ups and downs. It was a roller coaster. We had announcements. We had Sabrina's mom we had Sabrina's sister come in.
Yeah.
Dorian, Alex giving us a live concert.
Yeah.
It was quite an event. It was quite an event, man.
Seriously.
Yeah. But either way, guys, everything Sabrina said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Follow us on social media on Twitter and Instagram at First Cut TMO. You can find me personally at Squad Leader Ace.
You can find me at Director RB3.
And me at Sabrina X Monica.
And obviously, guys, we'll be here back with John Roca next week. We also have some reviews eventually coming out as well. Make sure you guys tune into that. And for the Meaning of Podcast, I'm Andres.
It's RB3.
I'm Sabrina.
We're peacing out. Peace out, guys.